So welcome to Travel Collective tonight. Tonight we're talking to Stacy, who's going to take us to Storyland in New Hampshire. Stacy has written stories about dead people, followed Cinderella around for the day, and wishes she lived in Orlando, or more specifically, she wishes she lived in DisneyWorld. So welcome.
Hey, welcome, Stacy. So the timer's starting. So tell us about this amazing place. I go to New Hampshire a lot, and actually have driven past Storyland, but I haven't taken the time to I'll be honest, I've never actually pulled in and gone. So you got to take me there.
Okay. So Storyland is in Glen, New Hampshire.
Yep.
Not far from North Conway. And I've been going there since I was a kid. I mean, I remember my parents taking me there when I was like 6 years old. In fact, I remember bumping my head and Alice in Wonderland taking me to the infirmary. I bumped in my head in one of those. I just thought of that now. I bumped my head in one of those little cars you can climb in. And,
yeah.
And more recently, my husband and I have taken our girls there. They're teenagers now, but for a time we were going every year. And it's just so much to do. You know, there's not that many places where parents can go on rides with their kids. You know, so. So it's not like you're just watching your kids go on rides.
Uh-huh.
You can actually go on most of the
You're
rides
with
with them. So.
Oh, that's cool. So how did you find out about Storyland? Is it something close to your home, or was it somebody told you about it?
It's about 3.5 hours away in New Hampshire. So when I was a kid, my parents and I would take trips to the White Mountains. So we would go to Storyland and then Santa's Village, which is about a little over an hour away. So I've also gone to Santa's Village with my kids. We'll usually stay at 2 separate hotels, but they're both kind of on the same idea, very family friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Storyland has a lot of fun things. A lot of it's the same from when I was a kid, but they've greatly expanded it. I mean, now there's roller coasters and things like that too. But when I was a kid, they had the swan boats, which they still have, and then Cinderella's castle, and you can ride a pumpkin coach up and down the hill. To and from Cinderella's castle. So it's just a fun place.
Yeah. So you mentioned you went there as a kid. How old do you think when you went there for the first time? Can you remember that first experience? Because that sounds like what makes it special for you.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it, and we have a lot of pictures. So I think I was about maybe 6 or 7, and my parents have pictures of me sitting on this wall with Humpty Dumpty, and then I have pictures of my kids sitting on the same wall, and so it's fun. And they have a little area for kids, kind of a Mother Goose area, and I have pictures of me in front of some of those things, there's a big pumpkin, Peter Pumpkin Eater. It's a picture of me in front of it, and then it was really fun to go back and bring my kids there, and the Three Bears house, we go up in the Three Bears house, and so it's really neat seeing it from a adult perspective, kind of vaguely remembering it when I was a child and looking at all the pictures of me when I was there.
So. Right. So it sounds like you took pictures of you took your children into the same spaces and moments that you had as a child. So that was probably really cool for them to be standing in the same space that moms did. They have that picture and they're able to see that. That's really cool. Do you have a unique moment, something unusual that happened to you while you were in Storyland, either with your children or when you were young?
When I was young, I was bumping my head. and Alice in Wonderland being my savior. But when I was an adult, I think I wrote a book. I'm also a writer, and I wrote a book called Fooling Around with Cinderella. So I actually got the idea for it when I was at Storyland. We had just gone to visit Cinderella, and there was a line of kids, and she was just very friendly to them and patient, and it was a hot day, and I remember it just got this idea that came over me, what if there was a theme park Cinderella that really didn't want to be a Cinderella?
That's crazy. Yeah.
So I remember just kind of stopping, and my husband looked at me, and he's like, you have that look in your eyes, you got an idea for a story.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It goes back to writing about those dead people.
Yeah.
It's alter thing going on. So what are some suggestions for someone that wants to take their kids there? Are there certain times of year or do you have to buy the tickets ahead of time?
I know, for Storyland, they have character dinners, and we've done that a couple times, and the kids absolutely loved that. And that was something we had to order ahead of time to get the tickets online before they filled up. And one thing that we always did, it might have changed right now during the pandemic. Yeah, hopefully it would go back the way it was before. But we would always go to both Santa's Village and Storyland. If you got there like after 3, there was like a window after 3 where you could go in for the last few hours and then get in free the next day. So we would always kind of drive up and make a point to try to get there about 3:30, and then we would the crowds would be a lot thinner at that time of day because a lot of the families with younger kids would be gone. So we'd pretty much be able to do a lot of things, but then we get to come back again the next day. So that would probably be my biggest.
That's a really good
as long as
tip.
they're offering that.
Yeah, no, that's a great tip because it's like 2 days for the price of one, right? Like, or a half day, right? You get there. Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome. So is it an expensive adventure? I mean, we know DisneyWorld and those Disney properties are, but what about Storyland?
Yeah, definitely not anywhere near as expensive as, it's Disney World, but yeah, it's definitely affordable. And then you can price check at the different hotels in the area. Like when we were at Santa's Village, we would always stay across the street at the Evergreen motel. That was like really nice to be able to just walk across the street. And and then in Storyland, we'd price check different hotels and try to get ones with continental breakfasts and everything, and try different hotels.
So do you remember about how much do they price the tickets individually, or you get like a family packet ticket? Because I think Disneyland and Disney World, it was up to like $100 per person, I think recently, wasn't it, Cindy?
Oh yeah, I think so, maybe more.
So
yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head because it's been a while since we've been there, but I mean, it's definitely worth going. And again, if they do that if you could go the back-to-back days, and I know if you live up there, I think they have special passes and that kind of thing you can buy. Like, if you plan to go multiple times, I think they have different packages also.
So different seasons, do they happen to do like different events, maybe themed to like fall or Christmas? Because I'm always in the area in New England in the fall, so this would be a great place if somebody's going to New England to pop in there too. So is it a different experience in fall, like pumpkins versus Christmas time, or can you share a little bit about that quick?
I've only been there during the summer, but I have seen on their websites that they offer different things. Like I think they might offer something like for Halloween on Storyland. And then at Christmas, I think Santa's Village might do lights or something like that. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye on their websites to see if they have special events.
Okay, well, we've hit our 7 minutes.
I know, yeah.
It makes me want to go back there now.
No, well, it sounds like such a fun place.
New.
And like I said, it's right there in New Hampshire in a beautiful area next to the White Mountains. So just a great place to tag on if you're doing a fall trip, and something family oriented that sounds like all ages, even little ones, like, would you say 3-year-olds on up to teenagers kind of?
Yeah, definitely. There's, one parent could take one child to one part of the park, to the younger things, and then there's more kind of thrill rides that you could take a teenager to. So it's nice that they have both. So it's, they could take both ages.
Perfect. So thank you, Stacy, so much for sharing about the journey to Storyland. I know we're well over our 7 minutes, so please subscribe below to hear more of our travel stories and travel with us with real stories from real people. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.